But no, we were hanging out one time, and she challenged me, well, they both challenged me to a joke competition. Now, they don't know I'm a professional joke contestant. They just thought it'd be a fun thing to do, right? They were like, Uncle Dan, do you want to do a joke competition with us? And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm going to destroy you. I'll do my 9/11 shit, I don't give a fuck, right? When it comes to joke competitions, I play to win, you know? And I felt pretty confident going into the joke contest because the 6-year-old, she knows what jokes are, but she doesn't understand how they work, right? She'll be like, hey, Uncle Dan, I got a joke. And I'm like, oh yeah? And she's like, what do you call a girl in the middle of a tennis court? And I'm like, what? And she's like, an ant. That's a joke, right? That works, that's all right, that's not too bad, nice and clean. And then I'll be like, okay, I've got one for you. What do you call a boy with a shovel on his head? And she's like, what? And I'm like, Doug. And she's like, that's shit. And I'm like, oh. I mean, she's 6, she didn't say that shit. She was like, shit joke, cunt. And I was like, oh, all right. But then she was like, Uncle Dan, I've got another one for you. And I was like, all right. And she's like, what do you call a girl with a shovel on her head? And I'm like, what? And she's like, an ant. And I'm like, no, there needs to be a connection, right, between the setup and the punchline, which is obviously a criticism you could level at quite a few Australian comedians. But let's not get into that, you know? Let's just move on from that. So I knew I beat her, right? And I knew I beat the 4-year-old as well, just because he's a fucking moron. Seriously, he's just a dumb kid. Like, I saw this guy get off a trampoline face first. He didn't fall. He got off face first. He was on the trampoline, looked at the ground and was like, that's where I want to go. And just fucking all the way. And like, it's not just that, he's got a stutter. Come on, it's over. It's a joke contest, he's got a stutter. I don't know if you guys realise, in this business, delivery's everything, right? Like, let's be realistic. So we're just about to start the joke contest, and the niece is also hosting the joke contest, so she's like, before we start, I need to warm up the crowd. And I was like, good instincts. And then she points at me and she goes, where are you from? And I said, Sydney. And she goes, great, the crowd's warmed up. Have you ever had your career reduced to one sentence? By a fucking 6-year-old who just nailed the brief? Honestly, I was so rattled, I pulled out of the joke contest. I was like, I'm having an existential crisis, you can get fucked. I left the playground, the other parents were relieved. But no, they do surprise me, because like, I don't know any of the rules when it comes to children. Like, I make all the rookie mistakes. Like, the niece wanted a Coca-Cola late one night, and I was like, absolutely. No, because in my head, I was like, man, it's a Friday, you're not drinking? Good for you. You know, like everyone needs a night off, right? It's just good for you. But the thing that got me was how she like consumed the Coca-Cola. She had like half of it immediately, like chugged it, then just left the rest in the fridge for later. And we were playing in the backyard, and just mid-play, she goes, sorry, Uncle Dan, I'm actually running out of energy. I just need to go inside for a sec. And she walks in the house, opens up the fridge, has a sip of Coke, comes back out and starts telling me about a small business idea. And I was like, man, that is fucking mature, you know? She's only 6, but that is almost exactly how I use Coke.
I'm so heavy. And the reason that I don't necessarily look as extreme as that is because when I get fatter, when I gain weight evenly over my whole body at once. And which I know is not how you people do it. You all seem to get fat in one place at a time, and you have my sympathies, because you get fat, chin, then belly, then left bum cheek, then right bum cheek, whatever it is. It's not how I operate. When I get fat, it's evenly all over. Imagine someone slowly just siphoning butter into a wetsuit. Just a sort of almost imperceptible increasing girth over time, over the whole form, till your shoes are tight. I got this way because I followed some advice, and it was very, very bad advice. And it's advice that mostly women get. But I thought, what's good for the goose, you know? I thought, I'll give this a go. It's lady advice, but I'll try it out for me. And the advice is, listen to your body. Which you must never, ever do. Your body is your second worst enemy after your mind. Your mind and your body want only what is worst for you in this world, and they are not to be trusted. And it's all very well, the kind of women who give out this advice, listen to your body. You see that on Instagram. It's a lady scratching the back of her head with her big toe in front of a sunset somewhere. And then in cursive it says, listen to your body. And you think, very well for you. When you listen to your body, it says things like, oh, salad is pudding. When I listen to my body, it says, why aren't you eating KFC? And I don't have a riposte. It's a good point. I go say, fair enough, and I go and I eat some. Because I don't have a counter-argument to that. I don't have a good reason. Also, when it speaks to me, it's like the voice from the One Ring, like Lord of the Rings. Scotty, eat some chicken. Do it. Is that normal? I hope so. Listen to your body is terrible advice. You wouldn't say that to a heroin addict, would you? What does your body want? Heroin, to be honest. I'm a heroin addict. Stupid fucking advice. Terrible advice. Trouble is, I use food as a reward. That's what I do. I'm an emotional eater and I reward myself with food. So I say to myself, for example, well, I've had a very good day. You know, I've got a lot done. I sent that email. Practically Bill Gates. I should reward myself with some sort of enormous takeaway meal. Or, it's been a pretty bad day. It's been a tough day. But I've survived. And why not celebrate that fact with some sort of enormous takeaway meal? Or if you had a normal day. Just a normal day, boring day. Not a lot's really happened. Why not spice things up? With some sort of enormous takeaway meal. Only those 3 types of day, though. One must have rules.
During the whole lockdown, I was trying to exercise, running a lot, and now that I'm 50, like I'm getting injuries, so I gotta start speed walking. You guys know speed walking, right? A lot of immigrant dads speed walk. I don't know if Mexican dads, do Indian dads speed walk? Yeah, speed walking is their thing, all right? My dad, speed walking, for you guys, you know, it's like where like the lower body moves, upper body straight, there's a lot of just... And they're very angry that this is bullshit. Why did I come to this country? I had to leave my country to come here and walk these streets. This is bullshit. My dad used to speed walk, and he used to take us with him to go speed walking when I was like 8 years old. On a Saturday, I'd be asleep. My dad, come on, wake up, we're gonna go speed walking. I was like, Dad, I'm 8 years old, I'm trying to sleep, we're gonna go speed walking. We'd go out to speed walk. He was twice my size, so he would just walk away from me. And I think that's how immigrant dads spent quality time with their kids. Yeah. They would take you out and walk away because they wanted to tell you that life is hard. Right? They'd be like, come on, son, keep up. There might be a revolution. You have to escape. Let's go. Keep up. This is training for the next revolution. Keep up. And then I realized we weren't there just to speed walk with our dads and our immigrant dads, but also we were their therapists. Yes, because immigrant dads don't go to therapy. They're macho men. I don't care where you're from, Venezuela, Iran, India, Mexico. Immigrant dads don't go to therapy. The kids are the therapists. Once in a while we're walking, my dad would just unload on me. I swear to God. One time I was walking with my dad. Come on, son, keep up. I go, Dad, wait up. Keep up, son. Dad, wait up. Son, come here, son. Your mother, bitch. I go, oh, shit. I think we just had a breakthrough. That was good. Your next session is going to be free. That was really good. It was a different world. Different world. Parenting was different. Like our parents didn't do like birds and the bees. Josefa, did your Indian dad do? No. Didn't even know what it meant. I asked my Persian dad, I go, can you do the birds and the bees? He goes, son, we don't have birds and bees. We have lawyers and doctors. And I hope you be one. You know how I learned about the birds and the bees? This is how I learned. When I was in the 7th grade, my friend David was walking home one day from school. He found 3 grocery bags filled with Playboys, just outside by the garbage. That's how they used to do it back in the day. Then the guy was done, he would pay it forward. Yeah, he was done with his Playboys, he'd leave it outside. He's like, some pervert will find this and make use of it. David came up to me and goes, listen, I got 3 bags of Playboys. You want one? I go, of course I want a bag of Playboys. I took it home. I taught myself the birds and the bees. I was very good at it. Thank you very much. Thank you. But then also having the immigrant entrepreneurial mentality, 6 months later, I took the bag to school and sold it to all the other boys. Made a profit, bought my first house. Thank you very much. Nobody did birds and the bees. Now we got to do birds and bees. I stumbled into the birds and the bees. Who's got young kids here? Who's got young kids? Anybody? There you go. How old are your kids? 12 and 18. There you go. How old are your kids? 17. Did either of you do birds and bees with your kid, the sex talk? Did you do it? You did, right? And you kind of did, right? You were like, here, let me get you started. Right? You're like, here's a man, here's a woman, and here's a magazine. Go figure it out. No, it's I didn't even mean to. I didn't mean to do the birds and the bees. I stumbled into it because we read books as parents now. We read books. And the book says if your kids ever ask you a question, answer them honestly. That's what you got to do, right? So I was watching when my daughter was 8 and my son was 10. I was watching a TV show with them. First of all, as your boy gets into his teenage years, boys get a little spaced out. Like Dara's a smart guy, but he's a little just, oh. And girls are sharp. You're sharp. My daughter is like CSI, FBI, CIA, all combined. She is paying attention. Guys, we were watching the TV show Blackish. Great show, right? Blackish. First episode of the whole show. I didn't know this was going to happen. I'm watching with the kids. First scene of the whole show. The father walks in to his high school son's room. He opens the door, and the high school son is about to masturbate. Like he's about to pull his underwear down. The dad opens the door. He sees it. He goes, oh, and he walks out. And the son goes, oh, and he jumps on the bed. My son doesn't even notice. My son is just, oh. My daughter, right away, she goes, what just happened? I go, what just happened? Like, what just happened, like, on TV or in the world? In the world? She goes, no, what just happened on TV? And the whole time, I'm like, be honest, be honest, be honest, be honest. I go, okay, baby, this is what happened. This is what happened. I go, okay. What happened was, the kid is in high school, and the father walked in the room, and he was in his underwear, and it was embarrassing, so the father walked out. And she goes, oh, okay. I go, thank God I just dodged the bullet. Very next scene, the father goes into the mother. He goes, hey, I just caught our son playing with himself. Again, my son just, oh. My daughter, she goes, what does that mean? I go, what does that mean? She goes, yeah, what does that mean? I go, what is that? What is that? Okay, be honest, be honest, be honest, be honest. Okay, what that means? I go, okay, playing with it. What that means, playing with it. What that means, playing with yourself. What that means is once in a while, when boys are in high school, they just squeeze their pee-pee, just a little squeeze. Just a poo-poo-poo-poo, just a poo-poo-poo-poo, just a little poo-poo-poo-poo. Poo-poo-poo-poo. She looked at me like, what the fuck? I go, no, it's just a little, just a poo-poo-poo-poo, just a little poo-poo-poo, just a poo-poo-poo. And then she goes, did you do it? I go, listen, we don't have birds and bees. We have lawyers and doctors. Stop asking questions. Shit. Oh.
Tell you what, girls, if you're looking to fill in a bit of time, keep up with beauty standards. That'll kill about 8 hours a day till you're dead if you want, or more. Have fun. The things we have to do to stay at base level acceptable and stop from falling back into horrendous just keeps going up. What fun. Eh? Like, we all got to have nails now. Do you know this? From the shops. I've always bitten my nails. It's just part of the rich tapestry of what's going on. But I got jealous, went to the shops, got some talons. And mainly I just looked at them, patted them, drummed them on stuff. Started getting very expressive. I'll have 250 grams of ham, thanks. You know. And they were great for like 6 to 8 business days. And then they just started falling off individually, not as a collective. That'd be too helpful. It's a good look, though, if you want half your hand to look like it belongs in a porno. And the other half to look like you've been dragging it along concrete. That's hot. It's so hot. And lashes. What the fuck's going on with lashes, girls? Why do we have to look like we've evolved to survive a sandstorm? I mean, I'm not a camel, you know. I'm from Irish stock. We got short lash energy. I'm not going to give you a languorous, seductive blink. I'm busy. But I got a serum, okay? I got a serum to grow my lashes because you can do that now. I don't even know what I'm doing it for. I used to mock bald men for doing this to the top of their heads. Here I am trying to grow hair where it doesn't belong. Trying to get rid of it where it does. What? I wouldn't even like someone who liked me more with long lashes. Do you know what I mean? Like, am I trying to be taken seriously in Mecca Cosmetica, girls? Is that what's going on, you know? I've got an arts degree. I don't want to be taken seriously anywhere, you know? Like, fuck, they gaslight you in Mecca. They do. I went in there the other day and this woman ran up to me like it was an emergency. I said, "Are you right?" She said, "Can I do your makeup?" I said, "I already did." She said, "Don't worry about that redness around your cheeks, we can fix that." I was like, "I fucking wasn't, Tiffany." I was in here for some lash serum, actually. Never ends. My mum's 80 and she said, "Should I get my eyebrows tattooed?" No, Mum. Like, what for, the photo shoot? Are you taking on a lover I don't know about, you know? Am I going to be 90 years old in a nursing home going, "Oh, I should have got them lasered when they were black, fuck." Shoot me now. And I'd love to stop and get off this hamster wheel and just form a club, but we all got to stop or it keeps going, you know? Like, we got to stop waxing and plucking. Plumping and priming, highlighting, extending, reducing, minimising, tinting, lining, embellishing, glowing, ditch the fillers, the nips, the tucks, the microdermabrasion, the face yoga, the lotion, the peel, the tonic, the shimmer, the matte finish. But if I formed that club, none of you cunts would join it. I know. Nor would I. Without mascara, I look like my brother. And I'd miss Mecca for the pampering alone. My goal when I go in there is not to buy something, it's to have someone touch me on the face. I'm so void of human contact, someone rubbing lotion in my skin feels like love. And if you haven't had someone feather concealer under your eyes, you've not lived. I feel like I know how Jesus felt when Mary Magdalene washed his feet with her tears and dried them with her hair. It's like, I'm not buying anything, but God, this feels good, you know? I don't know, I think beauty is making people and places ugly. I went to Byron recently. and did the coastal walk. And I didn't see any whales, but I did see some influences in the natural habitat. I saw a mother and daughter in matching activewear, and I thought, no, that's nice, some outdoor time, mother and daughter bonding, that's nice. But I got up close, and Mum is live streaming and narrating this for the good people of the internet, just going, "Go Velvet Rose. You've nearly done it, love. You've nearly done 300 steps to the top of the lighthouse. Good on you." And I've never had that kind of positive parenting in my life, obviously. So I just got in shot and went, "She didn't fucking run it. Calm down." I've been asked not to return to the Greater Byron region. I bought an essential oil there that you roll on your person. It's called The Best Day Ever. It's by a brand called Roll On Therapy. I know. Anything you can't claim on Medicare is just a nice idea, isn't it? And it is a nice idea. It's that you be mindful. And I do this every morning. I look myself in the eyes in the bathroom mirror and I roll it on my temples. And I just remind myself, just stop being such a cunt, just stop it. Make it stop. Then I walk out of the bathroom, immediately forget that promise I've made to myself and the world. And how much is the best day ever? $30. I don't know what you do when you run out. I can't go back to Byron, but I think you're better off just using tomato sauce anyway. Just dab some on your cheek every morning. And the thing is, people would remind you. They'd be like, "You got a bit of sauce on your cheek?" And you're like, "Thanks, mate. You have a good day." He's like, "Are you going to rub that off?" "Absolutely not. I'm having the best day ever. Thank you. Thanks for asking."
Because would I date a 25-year-old guy now at this point in my life? Absolutely not. So gross. I think it's because 25-year-old guys are bad at everything. Like, I'm sure you have, life skills or whatever, but, sexually, they're bad at everything, right? There's not a single 25-year-old guy who's, good at eating pussy. They're all so bad at it. 25-year-old guys are so bad at eating pussy. They are. And if you're 25 and you're in here and you're like, "I'm the exception," there are zero exceptions. You know why? It's not their fault. It's not at all their fault. It's because it's not an experience thing, it's an attitude thing, right? 25-year-old guys, when they go down on a lady, they're doing it to check it off a list and then be like, "I'm a feminist." And that's great, but the reason it gets so much better when men get older, when they get to be in their 40s and up, the reason it's so much better is because those guys, they're eating pussy so that they don't die alone. And that is so much better. Truly, they're eating pussy with fear and terror. And that is what makes me come. If I see the whites of your eyes, it's over. You know what I mean? Thanks. That's the woo of a sated older lady. That's interesting. My husband and I, we've been talking about having kids a lot lately, which is so wild to think that I'm old enough to do that. Not only am I old enough to have kids, I'm running out of time. I'm at the age where I keep getting asked if I'm going to freeze my eggs, and I keep having to explain that I can barely afford eggs. Right, my husband and I, we don't have kids right now. We're a dustpan and brush anymore because we had to throw it away. But I have to say, this is so embarrassing to admit, but a big thing that's stopping me from having kids is I don't want to have a boy. And you're not supposed to say that. I'm well aware. When somebody asks you, what do you want to have, boy or girl? You're supposed to say, I don't care, as long as they're healthy. But I've given it a lot of thought, and I would rather have a sick girl. Would fully rather have a frail, sickly daughter than a strong, healthy son. I'm not trying to be insensitive. It's not that I hate men, right? I don't hate men at all. I know I give off that vibe because I have a few jokes about it and a nose ring, but I don't hate men. The reason I don't want to have a boy, one, is because I don't know what, like, boy issues are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where that's coming from. I know where girl issues are coming from. I understand it's society, but I don't know boy issues. And I know men have issues because I've read the comments they leave on my videos. But I don't know where it comes from. The other reason I don't want to have a boy is because when you give birth to a boy in this country, one of the first questions that the doctor asks you as the mother is, do you want to circumcise him? And sorry, but that's a crazy decision that I now have to make for somebody I just met. I don't know his name yet, okay? And you want me to figure out what to do with his dick? It feels like college all over again. I think I'm supposed to just circumcise my son because I'm Jewish and that's what we do. Right? It's not all we do. We do other things too, but that's one of the things. We do it because God promised Abraham to protect him and his descendants if him and his male descendants would get circumcised. And I know, that makes God sound like the most toxic girlfriend. I know I'm not the first person to point this out, but the Old Testament is full of God being very petty and insecure, just going up to every guy asking for sacrifice after sacrifice. And you're like, where does this end? Jesus Christ. Okay. Really? That one's fun because it's a thinker, but it's so dumb. Sometimes I tweet my jokes, and I tweeted out a bunch of jokes about circumcision one time because I was trying to work out this circumcision bit, chunk, snippet. I don't know. I wrote 3 puns for you. And I tweeted, okay, here's one of the jokes that I tweeted. It got me in so much trouble. I tweeted, I would circumcise my son because, you know, he ruins my body, I ruin his. Yeah. And then a lot of people sent me a lot of pictures I did not ask for. It was a wild day on the internet for me. People got mad at me. On the internet? What? Yeah, people got really mad at me for that joke. I didn't know this when I tweeted it because I had never really given it that much thought, but there are people who are like very anti-circumcision. And I get it. I understand their reasons, but they were really mean to me when they explained them. They were so mean to me. Just so you know, there's a community of people. They found each other and then they found my mentions. They call themselves intactivists. And that's objectively hilarious.
Friends say you've got to spice things up, and they're right, of course. That's what you do when your sexual relationship goes stale. The problem is, we were trying to conceive. And I was like, well, what if we get all kinky, but then we end up making a baby, you know? I mean, I got to look this kid in the eye. I don't want to stoop to such depths that I can't look a little 3-year-old girl in the face when she asks me where babies come from, you know? Oh, you want to know? All right, pull up a pew. I'll tell you the story of the birds and the bees. When a man and a woman love each other very much, they get bored quite quickly. So begins an arms race of filth. It's a race to the gutter. There are no winners. And, well, like any drug, your tolerance just builds up over time, so you got to keep pushing yourself further and further to reach the same level. Anyway, long story short, your mother put my balls in a clamp, took a shit on my chest, and 9 months later... You see that hook in your nursery where the mobile comes down with the fluffy... Well, that's where your mother would hang me up like a halal goat, and I'd be spinning there like this, and shoving a rubber fist up my arse, and we're about a month away from IVF at this point, but she kept plugging away, and well, that's why you're called Peggy, of course, because it was hard. You understand that one, old boy? You've lived. Hard to spice things up, given the circumstances, wasn't it? Suggested we do a bit of role-playing, asked my wife to dress up as a sexy nurse, but the pandemic's ruined that. The amount of PPE she was wearing. It's like trying to fuck a beekeeper, you know? Put more clothes on. The other problem is that, like everyone in lockdown, we've got a dog, right? And the dog is not trained, the dog does not sleep on the dog bed. No, the dog sleeps on the human bed. Does the dog sleep at the end of the bed? No! Somehow we've ended up with a dog that sleeps on the fucking pillow, right? So I've got to have sex with a dog's face staring at me. Imagine, just hard enough to come as is. There's a dog there, sniffing, always sniffing. Imagine trying to have sex with a dog's face just there. And I know what you're thinking, why'd you marry her? But, hey, it's my wife, God damn it, I'll say what I like. Don't get me wrong, I like my wife. I love that dog. I love that dog. When you're middle class, as I am, and you get a dog, you get asked these questions. People, your middle class friends, go, "You got a dog? Oh, that's lovely. That's a good thing, isn't it? Is it a rescue? Presumably you didn't pay for a puppy. It's a rescue. Is it a rescue? You got a rescue dog? No! I've got money! And I want a pet! I don't want a fucking Vietnam veteran in my house! I want to throw him the ball and have him bring him back, not think it's a fucking grenade. Can't walk him through the long grass, keeps having flashbacks to Da Nang or whatever. Want to come home and he's jumping up, pleased to see me, wagging his tail. You don't just come home to a silent flat. Oh, where's the dog? It's just in the living room in an armchair with the blinds drawn, drinking scotch. We lost a lot of good boys that day. But eventually, after months of fucking, the wife, this is, not the dog, although she was there, the dog was there, in my eye line. And after months chipping away at the coalface, we did eventually conceive. I impregnated the fortress, an achievement which I think should at least count towards my Duke of Edinburgh award. It's a badge or something, but I tell you, having a pregnant wife changes the dynamic of the marriage, because your job as a husband is to support the wife. And before this, maybe she'd have a day where she woke up low self-esteem. She'd wake up, look in the mirror and go, "Oh, boy, I look fat today." And I'd go, "I hadn't noticed that. I think you look beautiful." You know, job is to support the wife. But then she became pregnant. She started comparing herself to her friends who were also pregnant. And a few months ago, she called me in and she said, "Finn, come and look at me. I'm worried I'm not fat enough." Oh, curveball. That's what I call a lose-lose situation. Hey, fellas. It's a cunning female trap. How am I meant to answer that question? I'm worried I'm not fat enough. Nah, look at you. You're a fucking disgrace. What are you talking about? We had to cut you out your shoes this morning. Do you know what I mean? We broke the kitchen scissors. You don't remember that? I like it, having a big old wife. I enjoy it.
The biggest wake-up call that I got that dating was going to be really different this time round, a decade on with where my life was at now as a parent, was this. So, historically, whenever I'd been single, I'd really enjoyed putting it about. Yeah, no shame in that. Borderline pride, actually. No one was harmed in the making that fun. Yum, yum, in my vagina. But it did mean that once or twice in my early early 20s, late teens, during that last single time, I had to do that awkward but responsible thing once or twice of phoning someone up and going, oh, God, one of us has given the other one some kind of STI. Well, this time round, I genuinely had to phone someone and say, I'm so sorry, but I'm pretty confident I've given you nits. Incredibly, she's the one I'm engaged to now. Thank you. You're right to woo, she's smashing. But it's interesting, I think it is interesting. You start a new relationship well into your 30s, and there is baggage. There's no clean slate. You've got to get your smelly old baggage out. So much baggage. As I said, I've got one child, human. She's got two, feline. Although, as I'm increasingly being taught, no less important. My human son absolutely loves my missus. I think he can instinctively tell just because she's a few years younger than me, that makes her inordinately cooler than me. I think it helps that she's covered in tattoos of animals I can also walk into. And it's been great having someone be able to come into his life who's got like time for fun and ideas for games, and it's been brilliant having her fresh eyes as a spotlight on my parenting. I mentioned that my language is mollified. It's had to become. Here's the origin story of why. We'll go back a few years. My son was 2, maybe 3 years old. It's just me and him in the car, right? I'm still with his dad at this point, and out the back of the car, my son goes, Daddy says, oh, for crying out loud. And I was like, yeah, he does. Oh, he says that all the time. He probably says that all the time. It's almost like a catchphrase. I can't believe I'd never noticed it and you've clocked that. That's amazing. He does always say it. What does Mummy say? Anyway, Mummy says, fucking fuck. No, she doesn't. You've misheard. Mummy says, crumbs alive. You remember Mummy's catchphrase? Crumbs alive. Yeah, look, I need to confess, I have got no self-control and really bad road rage, and it did mean that my son did learn all the worst swears by probably a sort of roughly illegally young age. You'll be relieved to know, though, if you're sensible or the police or whatever. It's had a surprise consequence in the sense that now, age 7, he is the biggest language prude I have ever met. He hates bad language. He will sniff it out and he will hunt it down and he will find it. And he will quash it. Honestly, he's like, man over there, red hair over there, behind that bin, behind that bollard over there, just on 2 Fs, I don't like it. Skip that song, too many B words. It's like living with a tiny Mary Whitehouse. The other day we were on a play date with other families and I properly banged my leg and I went, ah, sugar. And he went, well done, Mummy, not saying shit. I do want to be a good parent. I really care about being a good parent. I hope that I'll naturally just sort of evolve into a good parent over the years. There's loads of stuff I feel passionate about as a parent. I mean, I would love my son to have minimal shame around certain things. That feels important to me. I would love him to be the first generation ever who can be, like, completely unembarrassed about having a queer parent. Wouldn't that be nice? I would also particularly love him not to have shame around his body and eating and drinking. I feel so strongly about that. Hopefully I've brought him up so far to be sort of really joyful and curious about those things. The other day, I was having an alcohol-free beer. I told you I was a geriatric millennial. And he said, can I try that? And I thought, actually, I can't see the harm in that. I don't think I actually liked the taste of beer until I was well into my 20s. Wow, he scolded it. I didn't know a 6-year-old could drink like that from a little glass bottle like that. To prise it out of his hands. That's so nice. That's so delicious nice. That is so nice. I've just spent the last year walking into places with a 6-year-old who walks in and goes, have they got corona? No, they haven't. No. No, but he can read now, can he? So he'd be like, yes, I have. Yeah, they got it there. Why can't I have it? Sometimes they'll actually get the bottle and be like, why can't I have it? It hasn't got any alcohol. It's got less sugar than juice. Hasn't even got any caffeine. Why can't I have it? And I find myself going, because it's not a good look for mummy.
Give me a cheer if you're ambitious. Not all of you, was it? Okay, easier question. Give me a cheer if you are pretending to be ambitious. Ah, yes, you. Very good. Tell me, what do you do for a living? You're a lecturer. Christ, we're fucked. That's it. You're a lecturer. In what subject? Nursing. In what? Nurses. Nurses? Well, this has taken a dark turn. Here's my question. Are you pretending to be ambitious to yourself or to the people around you? To them. Okay, and what is the highest thing that you could achieve in your industry if you were as ambitious as you're claiming to be to the people around you? Like PhD, like same shit, more money. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate your honesty. In a moment or two, I'm going to refer to you as a loser, but it's nothing personal. Okay? Here's the thing. Here's my relationship with ambition, right? In stand-up comedy, that's what this is. In stand-up comedy, it is absolutely full of incredibly ambitious people. And when I started, about 15, 16 years ago, I started at the same time as a group of incredibly driven, ambitious, hard-working, talented young comics, okay? Now, they are all famous millionaires. And good luck to them, right? There's no luck involved. They were brilliant, they worked for it, played for, and got. And whilst I didn't see them so much anymore, we appeared on the same bills less and less often, I would see less of them, and yeah, maybe I was a little bit intimidated by their success. I ended up falling in with a newer generation of comics, a different crowd, younger guys and girls, kind of oddball, political, pretty boy acts, people who'd never amount to anything. Now, they're all famous millionaires. Here's my question. Is it me? Is there something about my presence that makes other people think, bloody hell, I'd better knuckle down? And if there is, can that quality be monetized, perhaps from home? Because I love the work. I love this. I love you. I love the job. I just can't cope with the envy, the stress, the yearning, the striving, the desperation. Right? I love the work. I'd always do the work. But I'm 44, halfway through my life. Couldn't I just uncouple the striving and the envy and all of that shit? I could jettison that, slip the clutch, and just coast like this loser. I feel like I'm just in the middle of the road, kneeling in the middle of the road, cradling the fox of my ambition, recently mown down by the truck of time, effort, and parenthood, which, to be fair, I was driving. And I steered directly towards this poor little fox, smashed him down. I jumped out, I've scooped him up in my arms, kneeling in the road, and I'm looking down at him, and his body's all smashed up, spit and dribble coming out of his mouth, his eyes all wonky like that. He's looking up at me. You promised. Shh. I said a lot of things. And I'm trying to decide right now, in real time, do I expend enormous personal effort on coaxing him back to life, or just brick him? I'm fine. I know it's better to travel hopefully than to arrive. I know that. I've been to insert rival town here. I know it's the travelling hopefully, but does the travelling hopefully have to go on forever? Does the striving have to go on forever? I've got a squirrel in my loft. My wife's loft. There's a squirrel in there, 6:20 every morning. I hear it scuttling up this little slopey bit of the loft that you can't get into. And then it scuttles up, and then it goes across this sort of flat bit that you can get into. You can open this little hatch about 6 inches, and you can just peep in, and you can see it's all full of squirrel shit. He's nibbled through the wires, and the lighting in wires and everything. And every morning, 6:20, I hear him. Shoo, shoo. The time it takes it to achieve that bit of the journey is gradually decreasing. He's getting better. Either that or the squirrel community are gradually sending their best people. Tufty, walk it off. Nutkin, you're up. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't get into the bit of the loft to seal it up, and you can't get to the outside of that bit of the building. You physically can't get there to prevent the squirrel getting access, right? So all I can do, 2 choices, all I can do is either smash a hole in my ceiling and paint it and plaster it, get in there, seal it up, repaint, replaster, all the rest of that, or absolutely nothing. Guess which one I'm doing? I'm lying there at 6:20 every morning listening to a rodent embody a metaphor about self-improvement while all the lights in my house go out one by one. I ate far too much pain au chocolat. Like a terrifying amount of pain au chocolat. I mean, you can't tell because I've got a good metabolism, but my heart is made out of butter. I eat too much pain au chocolat, and I eat it. So the reason is, I eat it because it's often the only fresh bit of food you can find at a service station. And I eat most of my meals at service stations because of you. And what I don't go to the night pay window. I don't know if you're a city dweller, you might not know about this, but often in the countryside, they've got the garages, the service stations will have a night pay window for security, and I can't be doing with that. If I get out of the car and the bloke in the thing waves me to the window, I just get back in the car and drive off. And I realise why. I would rather be not trusted, I would rather be followed around the shop by a security guard with a shotgun pressed against the base of my spine than have to peep in through a letterbox and ask a grown man to get me a pastry. Can you get me the chocolate? No, that's almond. I don't like almonds. Can you get the little chocky one? Yeah, not the chocolate croissant. No, the pain au chocolat. Yeah, chocolat. Yes, the pain au chocolate. Yes, it looks like a little crab with no leg. That's it. Could you just poke it in the tummy with the tongs? I just want the softest one. I know they're the same batch. Often one of them's squashier than the other. No, I don't understand it either. Just give it a little poke it. Do the second one again. Do the first one again. Yeah, really, I don't want that now. You've ruined it. Do that. Sometimes you'll get 2 pain au chocolat in a box for fractionally more than the cost of 1 pain au chocolat, right? I don't understand that at all. It annoys me, if anything. What I'm saying is I'm not buying 2 for myself. I'm taking advantage of an unbeatable offer. And what I do is I get the box and I go back and I sit in the car and I've got the box on the seat there. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning on the way back from a show. And I'll take one out and I'll eat it immediately. And then I'll look at the second one in that box and I think, no. That cannot stay here. Future Stu, my name's Stu. Future Stu cannot be trusted to have that in the car with him. Right, we've danced this dance before. So I get up and I put it in the boot of the car, and I get out of the car, put it in the boot, come back round, sit in the car, feeling pretty happy with myself, and off I drive. About 5 or 6 minutes later, I start thinking, who the hell does previous Stu think he is? Just who in God's name does history Stu, Deja Stu, who does he think I am? Does he think I'm some sort of idiot? Does he think I don't know? Does he think I forgot? What does he think I'm not prepared to pull over into a lay-by not 5 minutes past the garage? And what, does he think just because it's raining outside? Does he think I'm not prepared to burrow into the boot of my car through the back seat? Does he think I don't know about the fold-down chair? There's the 2-1 and the 1-1. I just need the 1-1. And does he think I'm not prepared to tunnel in there with my legs across the back seat of the car like a clothed prawn as I snuggle down in my little croissant burrow? And what does he think think I'm not prepared to sit there nibbling away, nuzzling away at that second little pan au chocolat as the rain beats down on the roof of the car, drowning out my sobs? Does he think I'm not prepared to do that? Pan au contraire. How I choose to live my life is none of my business. When we're alone, we become our truest self, right? For sure. Like we're all aware of each other's perception of us. We know that we're out and about, so we're all pretending to be normal, right? You don't need to admit it now. I know it's hard to admit it, but all of you sat there going, I'm normal, don't worry about me. I'm just a normal person. Yes, I'm just out and about in polite society, in company. Hello. Certainly never touched that. Never, wouldn't dream of it. No. I'm just normal. I'm just one of us. I'm normal. I'm not some sort of wanking, screaming, shitting monkey that's managed to put on some shoes, forget about death, and leave the house. That's not me at all. I belong. And so when you're on your own, you let go of all of that. If you're out with your friends, bye guys, great belonging. Okay, bye. Click. Oh God, take your trousers around your ankles and just slouch around the house. Turn a tap on for no reason. Sorry, Greta. Open the fridge. Use a slice of processed ham as a sort of rudimentary glove to scoop up some coleslaw. And the phone rings. Oh, hi, hello. Yeah, just normal stuff, just like anyone, you know. What sort of thing? Putting keys on a fob, you know. Doing my tax. Okay, bye. Click. And if you meet someone in a kind of romantic context, right? If you meet someone on like a first date, their perception of you is enormous and yours of them, right? So you find yourself there in a restaurant or in a bar, go, hello there, we are mutual friends of Simon. We have both been ratified by a third party, also normal. We will begin the courtship ritual. Tell me, what box sets do you enjoy? Tell me what box sets? Buffy. Same. But by the time you've been together for 10 years, all of that has gone out of the window. The pair of you just sat together on the sofa. Do you want to bang? Or watch Buffy season 6 again? I love you. No, you don't, but thanks for saying so. I honestly couldn't give a toss about the sex. No, fair enough. Coleslaw? But my son is so much a part of me, he's so much of me and from me, that I don't regard him as an outside eye at all. When I'm with him, it's like I'm more myself when I'm with him than with anyone else. I shit in front of him. Not as a punishment, you know. Well, Master Goldsmith, the naughty step was unsuccessful. We shall have to try the naughty stool. Don't look away. He's upset for some reason. Yeah. No. I just, when I'm with him, I'll say to him, I'm going to go for a poo. Do you want to come and hang out? He'll be like, yeah, all right. I don't defecate in front of my wife, the very idea. But with him, he's a part of me. It's like a happy version of being alone. It's wonderful. It's just lovely. And he does this thing whenever grown-up friends of ours come round, he always wants to have private time with them, right? So our friend Ed came round, and my son said, Ed, we need to do some very important work, and marched him off into the playroom. Let you into a little secret. The playroom, it's just the living room, it's got toys in it. So in they go. 2 minutes later, Ed shouts to me from the other, Stu, can you come in here? And I go in, he's bollock naked. My son. Starkers. And Ed is pressed so far into the corner of the room that he's climbed it backwards like Spider-Man. Right? Ed says, you have to be here. This is absolutely fine, but you have to be here. I'm a white man in his 30s. I've worked for the BBC. Statistically, I am a predator. Please stay in the room. And my son says, Ed, I'm going for a poo. You're coming with me. Marches off. I wish I could be like that. I live in a sort of terrified future. My son lives in a blissful present, and I just wish I could join him there. I wish I could be in that moment with him, free of context and consequence, bollock naked before the universe. Wouldn't that be wonderful? There's very little I can tell you about what it's like to be a parent unless you are one, but if I could give you the distillate experience, it would be this. We were having a kitchen rave, okay? So this is one of those moments when you just let go of everything and just enjoy yourself. My wife's dancing there, my son's dancing over there, I've got the baby in my arms, and we're just rocking out. We're having an incredible time. We're listening to my godson. He's given us a Spotify playlist, and he's cool as anything. He does parkour. I don't know if you're familiar with parkour. It's like French jumping, basically. It's so cool. The jumping is so French. Bon anniversaire. Like that. It's just... Je m'appelle Stuart. Like that. It's cool when you see it on TV and movies on YouTube and stuff. When you see it in the high street near you, it's just three lads who look somehow too awkward for Games Workshop. Jumping off a bin and doing their ankle. Oh, désolé. So I asked my godson, I said, what music do you listen to when you're training parkour, you cool bastard? And he said he likes chill hip-hop. And I said, oh yeah, what kind of artists? And what he said next shocked me to my core. I said, what artists? And he said, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? He said, well, I just put it on Spotify, put a playlist on, chill hip-hop. You don't know the bands you like. That's the death of culture, isn't it? What kind of books do you read? Oh, I like Helvetica mostly. What sort of foods do you enjoy? I like mostly soft textures. We're playing the music, we're playing the tunes, we're having a whale of a time, we're all bouncing around, we've forgotten the future, we've forgotten the past, we're in the present, we did it, we're in the moment, and my son is so caught up in that moment, with no malice in his heart, with nothing but love in his heart. He rushes over to me, he clasps both arms and one leg around my thigh, and sinks his teeth into the fleshy part of my thigh, drawing blood immediately. Christ, it hurt. And let's not forget, I have personally given birth to 2 children, right? This hurt. He just, with no malice, he was just like, this is brilliant. He bites down. God, it hurts so much. And obviously the instinct is just hoof through the window. Take the baby and like, get off me. No, you can't do that. Can't do that, I've been briefed. So you have to protect them, and this is what it's like being a parent. I had to protect her, I had to protect him. He bit me hard enough that I bled. And that anger, that pain, that energy had to go somewhere. It went up as a shout, down as a stamp. He bit me, I went, no, no! He burst into tears because he was scared. And I had to apologise to him. Thank you very much, everybody.